have that question somewhere. An MAA is the maximum authorized altitude. My bad. So over here at Ojai, I've got an MRA of 9,000 feet, minimum reception altitude. My MEA, though, is 8,000 feet. We just said that 8,000 feet guarantees me reception. So why do I have an MRA of 9,000?
Navi's off course.
It's using the other route.
Ah, there you go. So, here we go. This is a bunch of stuff, several questions here in a row. MRA 9,000. If I'm in Grandpa's Cessna and all I have for navigation is a VOR receiver, I have no DME, no GPS, am I legal to fly IFR? I'm stupid, but I'm legal. Okay? The only way I would be able to identify Ojai intersection is by the intersection of this radial and this radial. Well, in order to pick up this radial, I've got to be at 9,000 feet. So hence the MRA is about identifying an intersection. Now, over here I've got what does it say?
Marcus.
San Marcos VOR over here. Can I identify Ojai using San Marcos VOR? No.
It's 45 miles from...
Because there's no arrow. These arrows tell me which VORs I can use to identify an intersection. You'll notice over here I have an arrow with no distance on it. Okay? So those arrows are telling me which VOR I'm supposed to be using to identify. The D then tells me if I have DME available to identify the intersection. Okay? But the arrows is what tells me which ones I can use. And then if you look at it, it's because if I'm looking at here, I've got 45 miles, right?
Total between the two.
Halfway between that.
22 and a half.
So technically it would be just on the other side of Ojai, so they just say, you know what, you can just use this one. On this one, you'll see that it's definitely on the wrong side of it because you got 71 miles. And so you can't use that VOR up there. So those arrows just default tell you which VORs are going to guarantee that you can identify the intersection. Okay? D23 and D, this one, if it's only one segment, they don't publish the number for you because the number's already published. Part of it is they don't want to congest the map with too much ink. So D, oh, what's the D? Oh, it's 22. But if there's multiple segments, then they add it up for you so that you don't have to add it up. D23. That's the difference between a D and a D23. 3 types of VOR changeover points. I've got the swastika. There's my changeover point. If there's not one published, halfway, just like down here on our little 45-mile route, halfway we're supposed to switch over. The third one is a bend in the airway. Now you can have a very obvious bend, like down here at Weasel. It bends out like that. The other one, though, is this little X right here. When you get a little X, that is a bend in an airway. That's a changeover point. They are called like, I don't know, there's like 20 different names for that stupid little X. You as a pilot, all you need to know is that is a bend, it is a changeover point. You cannot, it's called widgie. You can't ask ATC to go direct widgie. Technically it's a non-ATC defined waypoint, whatever that means. You can flight plan with it, you can put it in duots, but you can't request it from ATC. Whatever. Got a VOR right here, got a little number 8. What's that number 8?
It's a note.
It's a very critical note.
Yeah. Ball flag.
Whenever I have a ball flag on a VOR, it signifies
Is that B? Is that Bravo or
minimum crossing altitudes. So whenever you see a ball note on a VOR, you got to train your students. Whenever I see a ball note on a VOR, that should pique my interest very quickly. Danger, danger, danger.
Stranger danger.
Stranger danger. I got 10 different airways coming in and out of a VOR. I don't have enough room to publish the MCAs right next to it. So they put a ball flag and they publish it on an empty space on the chart. But ball notes on VORs, critical. Okay, down here I got a little eyeball. What's my little eyeball?
RCO.
RCO, this is the Barstow RCO. That's the name of the RCO. But I'm going to talk to Riverside Flight Service Station on 122.3. All abbreviated frequencies on these charts are Flight Service Station. So whenever I see 2.3, 2.0, over here at this airport I've got, where is it? Right here I've got 2.3 Riverside, 2.2. Any abbreviated frequency allows me to talk to a Flight Service Station. Hawthorne Weather, 122.0. What's 122.0?
Flight watch.
Flight Watch, which is Flight Service Station, but weather only. What's the little asterisk next to it mean? Part-time only. Okay, Flight Watch does close at night, so if you can't get a hold of them, it's because they're gone. You just have to call Flight Service Station if you need weather updates.
You skipped 17.
Yeah, before we go through things.
Oh, I'm sorry. What three things make a flyable route? A distance, an altitude, and a course.
Do you have a copy of the speech too?
Did you not get one?
I came in just a little bit later.
Welcome
to class. Thanks.
Nothing apparently. I'm gonna ruin one up.
It's alright. Dave, just hold up class.
You guys started taking notes.
None of us
like
have
that?
anything else to do today.
It took you 17 questions to catch on.
It did.
How's everybody writing all this down? You didn't do this whole thing, did you?
Alright. What is 122 again? Flight watch? Flight
Yep.
watch.
Flight watch,
Weather only.
flight service, weather only.
Good thing I have a packer out.
Flight service taking surrounding airport.
Okay. Three things make a flyable route right there. So that's an RCO, it's a remote communication outlet. It's remote, it's all out there all by itself. Right here I've got a communication outlet, 2.2 Riverside. That's simply an antenna that's located at the airport. It allows me to talk to Flight Service Station. It does not mean that the Flight Service Station is located at the airport. It just simply means that there's an antenna that allows me to talk to them there. Then my third type is 2.1G, Rancho Murrieta. I can have a communication outlet co-located with a VOR. What does that G mean? The G is the same as an R on a VFR chart. That means that I'm going to listen to flight service on 116.1 by using my VOR. I'm going to push it and just turn off the ID, but I'm going to talk to them on 122.1. Why do they do that?
Cheaper.
Crazy? How many airports are there in this area? Just a few?
Couple corn chip.
They've run out of frequencies, okay? The FCC's only allotted aviation so many frequencies. They've got too many frequencies, so it's actually ingenious. Notice 2.1G. There's another one down here, 2.1G. So all of these are 2.1G. When you call Flight Service Station, who talks more, you or them? Them. You can't shut them up. You're like, I'd like to open my flight plan. All right, the Enroute weather. I didn't ask for weather. I just want to open my flight plan. Okay, so I'm down here and I'm talking on 122.1. You're up there talking on 122.1. We can hear each other, but when we listen to Flight Service Station ramble on for a half hour, we're on our own frequencies. So by using those VOR frequencies, we've opened up a bunch of new frequencies to use now. And so it's actually quite ingenious.
So are we talking on the VOR frequency or?
No, you can't talk on that. You can't tune that into
So we're
your
just
comm.
listening, okay.
Yep, so 113.4, and then you just pull the knob or push it, whatever your radio does, to listen to the nav, activate it on your audio panel. Make sure you turn off the ID. That was the funniest thing I ever saw was my students sit there and he's like, I can't hear him, that Morse code is just so loud. Turn off the Morse code.